Hi everyone, Scorp here, continuing this Duelist the Roses playthrough where we're grabbing achievements. So first off, I went and grabbed myself, if I press the right buttons, so I leveled up some cards. So Exodia the Forbidden One can now be my deck leader. It's not going to really matter yet, that can be the deck leader. But I did want to show that I could use that as a deck leader. I'm probably going to end up giving myself all of the cards sooner rather than later, but just wanted to show that off for now. So that I'm going to at least show how to get all of the cards. I just want to make sure that you guys can figure out how to get all of the cards. It's just going to take a matter of time. I just want to show off, getting all of the achievements, and to do that, it's going to take more than just a little time, so I don't really want to spend all of that time just grabbing achievements that are basically, when you get the go for 777 cards achievement, you will basically gotten yourself enough cards to just go and put together the decks that I'm going to show for getting the rest of these. I needed to change one thing real quick. So, first things first, I actually need a couple Kaganengans. So we'll put that as leader. And I'm just going to show how to duplicate cards real quick, just in case anyone doesn't know how to do this. Go here. Oops. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Just do that. Cool. Now we just hit start, and we can go play on that map. And in about 0.2 seconds, we are going to win the game. So we're going to need 4 copies of Kaganengan. It doesn't matter if we get a 3 in a row right now. But so, I mean, just do this, like, until you get it. So I'm going to hit the speed up button. Whoopsies. I have messed your guys' perspective up. I am sorry. Just skip through the duel really quick. I don't really like the new versions of PCSX2. If anyone knows how to fix that, do comment below. I'd like to be able to tab out of my game without OBS deciding that it doesn't want to capture the game anymore. It's a really obnoxious bug. Of course, some coder calls it a feature. Oh, doesn't matter, just pass. This is an incredibly quick way to duplicate any card in the card slots as long as it's a monster, so. So, I mean, I think this lets you duplicate like 500 cards in the base game. And even if you miss, it doesn't really matter because you just get to do it immediately again. It's faster with speed up, but You guys get the idea. But I am going to, later this episode, hopefully try to show off how to duplicate creatures. Or get as many slot rares as you want. I'm probably going to actually just give myself all of the cards before I do it. Just because it requires you to level Cog and Engen. I believe you should level it. If not, you're going to want... I mean, I could do it with the Aqua Dragon later, I guess. It's probably what I will do. Because Aqua Dragon doesn't show up in the slots. And it has slot arrows, so we'll just do that. But you'd want 4 for that. But we're going to put Blue Eyes as our leader. Make sure you save before you leave. I've done this a couple times, and it's not a great day when you do this, but it is what it is. Okay, so we do need to kill Richard, so we'll just go ahead and do that real quick. We needed to beat him with using only spellcasters, which is kind of annoying because he has a Sogan field. But then you realize that you can change the field to dark pretty easily and you win the game. But we're back to our Spell and Trap deck, so we can easily beat somebody like this. Richard is not exactly intelligent, so this should go quite well. Again, we're just tossing all of our cards until we grab burn. Nothing new here for hopefully nothing new for anyone that's been watching this series. Wow, we have drawn poorly. I mean, to be fair, we only have 3 good burn spells, which is kind of unfortunate. Okay, there's that. Oh wow, we have drawn the end of the game. We don't need to draw any more cards and the game is over, so yeah. He's not going to get here in time. So we're just casting a whole bunch of fireballs. We're embracing our level 5 wizard. That party in D&D of somebody hit level 5 as a wizard, and this is literally all they do the entire time. Well, now I'm not even worried that not even worried that he has a spell or anything that'll stop me or a trap. He flipped an M warrior. Oh, that was super easy. Again, you can spend your time making a entirely spellcaster deck and then beating him, or you can do what I just did. And you can be better at the slots than I am and actually pick up 3 different cards there so that you have less card passwords to enter later. You know, things like that. And then we're going to fly over here with the blue eyes to go to Yugi. And our goal is to beat him with the blue eyes as our leader and no other dragons in our deck. I believe our deck kind of meets that condition, so this could be good enough for us. And we have that little symbol in the bottom right that shows us that the achievement's available as long as we win, so we'll go for winning. Now, one of the hard achievements to get is to get a Destiny draw. My recommendation is to get a relatively well-leveled leader. If you can get to Secretary of Defense, all you have to do is get yourself to below 1,000 life points and have your opponent have like the biggest creature on the board. And it should pretty consistently trigger you a Destiny draw. But like most of the time, you're not really wanting to get a Destiny draw because you want to win without it. So we'll see if we can find one. I know I have gotten several of them before in my other playthroughs, so that's just generally about the triggering conditions. You could also have like your opponent having 3 creatures with over 4,000 attack and you having less than 1,000 life points, and them being within 2 spaces of your leader and stuff like that. Yeah, the triggering conditions are kind of obnoxious. Well, we only need 3 more hits. We have a Grave Robber in our hand and a Tremendous Fire. So we'll Grave Robber first, grab that Tremendous Fire back, and then we will send both Tremendous Fires at him the next turn. Boy, isn't that this a fun and interactive game we're playing? My opponent has done literally 0 interacting with me. This is amazing. Wow, that was really an impressive feat that you put up against me, Yugi. Good job, buddy. Let's just grab different cards. Maybe we'll get close to 200 cards soon. No, it's not happening. So yeah. This is not a this wasn't terribly hard to get to. Now, the next problem is getting the next thing to work. And the next thing is really actually quite difficult to get the AI to do properly for us. So we're going to see if we can get this to work without having a perfectly optimized deck for it. Having a very optimized deck, this works great, but without it, it's a little bit harder to get things working. In exactly how we want them to, but we should be able to kind of get there. We do need a couple of equips to equip our creatures. Cards that won't go in the slots is basically what I'm looking for. We do have to somehow win this duel, which is actually kind of annoying. I believe Mimikat's not available in the slots. And then I know Barrel Rock isn't, but we're going to, again, put in big, expensive creatures and just hope that our opponent can play exactly one monster. Okay, so that should be good. We're gonna have to get a little lucky here that our opponent just doesn't completely brick. But we're going to be doing this against Deckmaster K in custom duels, so like there's no downside to losing, but the upside is going to be quite big, so that's what we're going to go for. So we're going to actually go and use one of the default maps, the Crush Terrain map, and pray that our opponent draws a Cogninian. I didn't set my summoning power really high. And we drew really well. So I probably should just try again. But the idea here is that we just fill his entire graveyard with Cogninians. But that's probably a Speller Trap, so... And, of course, he didn't draw... He drew too many monsters, so this is unfortunate. What you really want is to be able to put a bunch of cards into his graveyard that aren't in the slots. So this is not going to be a Cogninian, it's going to be a Speller Trap. Swords. So we can just surrender. Basically, we're going to surrender until we can get him to play a Cogninian for us. And we'll let him attack us with it so that he can... fill his graveyard with them with our Darkness Approaches. So the best thing to do would be to have 3 copies of Darkness Approaches, which is kind of hard to get. Okay, there's the Cogninian. And we might have to crash ours into his, but that'll be okay. The key thing is that we're going to try to put as many of them in the grave as we can. And unfortunately for us, we are drawing horrifically, which is pretty typical for a deck like this. Goodbye, Bright Eyes. Okay, so we'll just let him hit us. Now, we can hope to draw our Darkness Approaches here shortly. Would be very ideal. Let's do this. Oh. Oh, this went terribly. Oops. That was not what I wanted. At all. Oh well. We're fine. We are very fine. We still have the ability to tie his Kaganingen, which is more than we need. And we can show off how bad the AI is actually, you know, fighting us. We can also do this to his Kaganingen. And I'm sure I'm butchering that name. It's Kaganingen, something like that. It's close enough. Oh hey, he decided to actually come and play. Unfortunately for this twin-headed, it's dead. I would like to draw my Darkness Approaches in the next, you know, 3/4 of my deck. That would be pretty nice of the game. If you have multiple Darkness Approaches, this goes a little bit faster, and it's much easier to draw what you need, because you can, if your opponent just plays a single Kaganingen, you can duplicate it like 8 times. Oh hey, we have a Mimicat. That'll work. This should help protect us and get our Kaganingens up. So we could also put Grave Robbers in our deck, which would be good to help with this. Unfortunately, our Darkness Approaches, of course, on the bottom of our deck because it's a 1-of right now. Maybe you can get your opponent to actually play it down on the field, since they're not playing anything else, they might just do that with this kind of setup, so you might be able to duplicate it that way. Again, we'll just swords here. Hopefully, we can draw this Darkness Approaches. You know, it's at the bottom of our deck. Oh, we're not going to be able to do a Destiny draw here, though, by the way, because we are out of cards. Oh, hey, it was the very bottom card in our entire deck. Excellent. I love this game. So we can go ahead and Mimicat back the Darkness Approaches if we want to. This will let us put 8 of these in the graveyard. In total, so we will do that. It's going to take a couple of turns to do this, and we are going to take some life point damage doing this, but that is okay. Okay, so we're going to just move forward, move this one away, and we'll start killing next turn. Or the turn after, it's fine. Either way. But basically the idea is you get him to 4, you Darkness approaches him. So we will go ahead and move back. And we will hit Darkness approaches here. And we will move this to the side, and we are going to end up just killing off all of his Kaganingans. We can't actually Dark Hole here because we don't have enough of our own Kaganingans to do so. This is going to go neutral. We're both going to lose one. But we have the only equipped one on the field, so we'll eventually just win the game. And we can actually swords them if we need to lock them down, but we shouldn't need to. And besides these ones that are face up, or face down, I need to flip them so that they will actually just get their effect to go off, because I want their effect to go off. That's the whole reason we're doing this, is to put as many of them in the grave as possible. And as you can see, with just 2 Darkness approaches, we are quite easily able to put a lot of these in the grave. They multiply quite quickly, and if you can put like 5 or 10 of them in the grave, you can quite easily hit 3 in a row. And that's what I wanted to show off, so. This is definitely not the quickest thing to do that you can possibly do, but this works, and it's extremely effective for getting duplicates of this exact card in the graveyard. And it is a very effective way to really farm 3 in a row. So at this point, I can hit swords because I flipped all of his creatures, so we can just chase them down a little bit easier this way. Oh, also, if you do this with battle animations on, you're gonna get really tired of his battle animation. But since these things don't take battle damage, which is their second effect, these things are really great for this kind of... you can do this very easily and infinitely without killing your opponent, and they multiply infinitely with their flip effect, which is super nice. Whoever designed this card did a great job for making something that is very good at doing stuff like this. And we just finish the duel off this way. And the end result is going to be us getting, you know, hopefully, three in a row is my goal. So as long as we avoid the Megamorph. And it's a little better if you go ahead and get yourself the final slot, which would just mean I need to get to the second Admiral instead of Admiral here for my rank on Aqua Dragon. And then I'd have the ability to get in even more. So yeah, this is just a very, very good way to get a lot of 3 in a rows very quickly. So I figured I'd just show that off for anyone having trouble getting 3 in a rows. That is a very, very effective way to do it. I'm going to actually take out 2 Millennium Golems if I were to do this again. And you can put in, since we have these Grave Robbers, you could definitely use these to recur the Darkness Approaches. And you do exactly what I just did, and you get a free, easy 4 or 5 3 in a rows. So, yep, that's super convenient, and this is how you should probably build up your collection of Exodia pieces, since this is how you get Exodia pieces, or at least a couple of them. You're going to also have to get some through reincarnation, and some by passwords, so yeah, this is just the easiest way to get 3 in a rows, and you're pretty well guaranteed to get them, as you saw there. So yeah, easy, effective. I hope you all like this. Thank you all for watching, and have a nice day.